Greetings, Zetans. So it's all got a bit deep and heavy recently. How would it be with you if we do a general Ophiuchus reading for Ophiuchans? We tend to hold all signs in our chart anyway, so all are welcome. But how would that be? Let's try and keep it, I don't know, however it wants to be, I guess. How are you guys? What was last week like? Oh my goodness me. So we're in a 666 code today. I'm going to make an astrological video for the other channel because there's a lot happening this week, but it's feeling very much like the train has left the station. There's no looking back now. This is the separation. All right, now, so here we go, Ophiuchus. Let's do a general reading for June. So I want to use the star code oracle, and I was shuffling them and two flew out and they're still face down. I haven't looked at them. So are we ready? Yeah, now, this is for today. Oh, it's all very grey. So there's some big energies changing. Started the end of last week. So probably give it a few days. We've got Mercury coming out of retrograde, moving into shadow before it goes direct. And the big one is Saturn going retrograde in Aquarius. And 666 today. There's an awful lot going on. So let's just work with the energies that we've got. At 14.5, that's coming in on that temperance number. Be tired if you're tired. Be uncomfortable if you're uncomfortable. It is what it is. And if you notice yourself going into a push, it might be that you've got a deadline, but in temperance energy, temperance is about balance. So balance, is this really necessary? If it is, you're going to have to push through. If it isn't, can you drop it and maybe move into a new narrative there? So if you feel, I mean, seriously, for 2 pennies, I could go to sleep right now. I feel lovely and balanced and my energy feels good, but physically I'm tired because there's a lot of changes going on and it's going to come out in the physical. So if you feel debilitated, be debilitated, because there's a bigger picture emerging, which you'll see on my other channel. It's all to do with self-parenting. Okay. And this is the energy. So we've got one coming out. I think it was the 4th. It's literally one comes out on the 4th and one goes retrograde on the 5th. Saturn went retrograde, I think yesterday or the 4th, 3rd or 4th or 4th or 5th, whatever, but it's just happening now. 15.6. It's that kind of saint or sinner energy. Which way do you go? Devil energy. Do I rest into this? And if I do I feel some kind of way about that? And am I maybe letting something down, letting somebody down to come into a truer alignment with what's going on inside? So truer alignment is to bring yourself into a little review process, and it could be literally a little thought. Can I do this? Can I do this in a way that serves me better? And again, think self-parenting. I'll explain more on the other one. Okay, so yeah, the energy feels odd. I got to say, I noticed the shift. Well, as soon as I did the 666 video with Helen, it's just been pouring in since then. So still is tired. All right, now I've blended. Let me put these two back in. Blended my 2 shaman decks into a mega deck. So I'm going to invite in messages for Ophiuchans, please. This is speaking straight into the Sag full moon that's coming up on the 14th, I believe. Strange. I was actually checking this morning when that new cycle began, and it was last December. So full moons tend to complete a 6-month cycle of when the corresponding new moon was. So that new moon in Sag in December was, well, it's all been big astrology, really. 639. This is, I would keep your eyes peeled. This feels like the flow back now. So whatever you've been doing, whatever you've been reviewing in that retrograde energy, philosophizing in the Sagittarian moon energy, reorganizing beliefs and all of that, beliefs and non-beliefs, freedoms and restrictions. It's coming to an end in less than 10 days. It will wrap up on that Sag full moon. Oh, this is gorgeous. My question with this might be, how ready are you to receive? How ready are you to receive? Feast of Plenty. Coming in on the 20. Plenty 20, feminine. Wow. Yeah, there's a slightly masculine energy coming in with this. And as I glance at the next card, I can see why. Because this is speaking into choices and their consequences. Which is karmic. And what we've been shown recently is I make my own karma. So in the karmic wipe that we've been in for around the last 2 years, the Feast of Plenty could literally be having a mind so emptied of archaic belief systems that you suddenly have access to so much more of your resourcefulness, of your energy, your personal resource. And why wouldn't you? South Node in Scorpio. And sometimes, you know, you get stung a little bit as you have to reach through to get something else. And again, this is coming back to self-parenting. And this is also speaking to the adulting that's going on in the collective right now. What have I been doing for the last 6 months consciously? What I've been doing consciously in the last 6 months? It's amazing. I know I've said this before, and it does bear repeating, but journaling comes into its own retrospectively. At the time, it very often doesn't make much sense, especially if you're recording dreams and visions, meditations, thoughts. But when you read back through the lens of free association, so that's no agenda, no expectation, no limited structure, boy, oh boy, do you see your life chronicled? Do you see how you make your own karma? So Feast of Plenty could show up literally in the physical, in the emotional, in the mind, in the spirit. 2911-2 is telling me There. Yeah, I've just seen the next card. This is it's kind of a high priestess energy with some prickles. Because again, as we're pulling down the old mind structures that have kept us on these rat runs, limited rat runs, we now have this open playing field. And so we're literally standing in the middle of a 50-acre field going, which way do I go? Here and here. That's where you go. So resourcefulness, 2911-2 is taking you straight into wandering between realms. So this is pulling from your higher dimensional self. Look at this. That's absolutely stunning. The upper and the lower world there. Coming in on that mystical 7. So this is kind of magician energy. And again, journaling. You know, if you go into this dreamscape space, I don't know where Neptune is at the moment. As you go into this dreamscape space, just capture it all. Capture it all. Oh, that's gorgeous. This is like what just came through there was a reconciliation with your higher self. It's a reconciliation with like your magical self. It's like, well, I've tried everything else and nothing works. There's a feeling of beautiful surrender with this card. Just a kind of real letting go, and the whole of my throat is just kind of dropping down. It's almost like a coming home to self. That's what it feels like, a coming home to self. And if we go back to the first 2 cards, that might feel uncomfortable. It's like I said in the 6-6 reading, you wait to see how beautiful you are. You wait to see how magical you are. Okay. So if we bring this down now, I want to go to, I'm curious about the archetype cards. I'm curious about the archetype cards. What are you doing there? There's a card that doesn't belong there. Look, I can't make this up. Where's the deck that goes with that? It's there, it's in a different slot, but wait to see how beautiful you are. Look. Thank you. I'm going to leave you there. All right, let's pull a couple of up. Sagittarius, look. I think this is about the wrapping up of the Sag cycle for the last 6 months. Sagittarius is the seeker, the philosopher, the scientist, the esoteric seeker. Thirst for wisdom. Sag is the eternal student. Thirst for wisdom and truth wherever it is. What does that mean? Well, that means that sometimes there is great wisdom to be had, thank you, in debilitated discomfort. You might not get the quick hit, you might have to work a little bit for it. But sometimes sitting in that discomfort and naming it and taking ownership of it, allowing it to just pop in the system, and reconcile with your energy field is to gain the wisdom from something that you might be looking away from, or you might want to look away from. Shadow attribute, inability to commit to a path once found. Guilty. Yeah, guilty. I think for the last 5 years, I've been kind of grabbed by the scruff of my neck and put back on my path. It's like, no, that's too much like hard work. I want something easier. So where's the wisdom? What did I learn in that? Tenacity. Stick with it. Stop being so precious. And all it's doing is just dissolving the bit of my ego that wants it a bit easier. So when you commit to a path, the path is going to throw you challenges. It's not going to be some wonderful Wizard of Oz golden pave thing. It is, but not in the fairy tale way. You know, to get to the gold, you've got to go mining. And you've got to come up with, like, I don't know, 70 empty pans before you pull up that pan that has a little nugget of gold in it. So ability or inability, I would say, is the review. Ability or inability is the review process. To commit to a path. If you had to write down, just as a adventure, what calls to me? Okay, what calls to me? Just that question. What calls to me? And from there, you can play with, how committed am I to what calls to me? It's lovely, thank you. This is all leaning into Sag energy, the eternal student. There's a card in one of my decks that says, how easy are you to teach? Which translates to, how willing are you to learn? Students, humility and devotion, lots of 6 energy here, 666. Oh my gosh, it's 1111 on 666. Opa. Humility and devotion. That is 666, 1111. Literally, humility and devotion. 666, 1111. Oh. Higher heart. Okay. I didn't want to speak the shadow in on that 1111. The shadow attribute. Arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge, unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. So what action do you take when, say, somebody tells you something that makes one of your aha light bulbs turn on? Do you take action? Do you move on that? Or when you watch a YouTube video, do you take action? Do you move on that? I don't know what destructive knowledge is. I don't understand that, but yeah, arrogance tends to come from a place of, well, actually insecurity, because arrogance is a compensating energy. I already know it's lots of 9 energy in this, because the 9 wants to dissolve to begin the new full journey, but can hold on to what it already knows, what it's already learned, so that it can keep teaching that. We can't teach anything, it's all coming through us all of the time. We don't know, we don't own knowledge. Brilliant. Seek a student. Yeah. What can Ophiuchus surrender to during the month of June? I may do 1 or 2 more June Ophiuchus readings as well. Turning point of the year. Just got a song lyric come in. This is the story, something so about how my life got turned upside down. I can't remember. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. Insert your word for prayer. Okay. So we're talking about commitment to the path, and and the train has left the station, is leaving the station today. Stop it. So how about connection to the divine? How about that? Or how about connection to beauty? So we've got surrender to prayer, choices and consequences, because it ain't going to happen if you don't make it happen. This is what Saturn's bringing in. Wandering between realms, so moving into priestess energy, high priestess energy, being resourceful with that energy, so taking action as the learning comes in, as the mystery begins to unfold, taking action and letting go of, what is this? What am I building? You might not know. You might know, but you might not know just yet. Again, that's getting into playful energy, because kids don't know what they're building when you give them 3 miscellaneous items from the kitchen. They can build a whole universe with that. Play like a kid. Surrender to prayer. So this is about, it's kind of a routine is the word that's coming in, and that's okay. That's Saturnian. That's on the upside of Saturnianism. What would be your routine? Do you have a daily routine or a weekly routine to connect in and listen to the quiet voice and capture it, even if it's something as simple as that? I've tried that before and it never works. Okay, but what about if you go and stand over here, look? What about if you just bask in that golden light for a minute? And flip turned upside down and turn it upside down. What else can I think about this? What if it works now? What if everything you've ever wished for all happens at once? Oh my goodness me. You ready? Absolutely. Oh, Ophiuchus. Let it go. Let it go. Let's wrap this up with abundance card. I've got to Ophiuchus towards the team, thank you. Yeah, look at this. Reframe, this is retrograde all the way home. This is happening for me, not to me. Did I not say that the other day? I literally said that. And in here, there's a little note. There's a post-it note, if you like, to say, to ask, are you bringing the past to the present right now? Or can this be something new? Can this be something new? Again, it's only our attachment to outcome that can hamper our ability to receive. It's about receiving. Look, it's a gift. reframe. With detachment, you finally feel whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire. And again, that's all about getting your power back, getting your energy back. I often talk about the busy mind like a laptop, which is continually buffering because it's having to keep open 15 tabs. It's running 15 sets of coding. Don't need those tabs open. Again, when you're in the moment, you know which tabs you need open. So as we've been doing all of this shadow work, and we've done a colossal amount of shadow work, that will be freeing up the parts of the mind that have been running old scripts. And that sometimes is what causes this abreaction in the mind of like, whoa, I knew where I was a moment ago. And now I have space and there's nothing filling it. Detachment. Let it go. Ironically, when we feel whole inside without the fulfillment of a particular desire, that's often when it's fulfilled. That's physics. That's physics. When you create that feeling within, that will become your outgoing broadcast. And what do you think will happen next? So to wrap it up, Ophiuchus, what I'm seeing for you is this is a week of change. It's going to question how you navigate change, maybe how you navigate feeling uncomfortable. It's okay for you to feel uncomfortable. And it's asking you about your calling. What calls to you? What feeds your soul? And how do you dance in that song? That's it. This is about commitment. Feeling uncomfortable as you decide which, that's it. It's feeling uncomfortable as you decide which way you're going to go. Big decision week. Rest a lot. Rest a lot. Oh, have a happy train journey this week. There might be some bumps. Take care of yourself, Ophiuchus. Thanks for being here. And thanks for your comments. Wow, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'll leave you with my love, guys, and I will be back again soon. Take care. Bye.